It's the internet, you're busy. Let's do this. This is the Nintendo Switch. Someone got it early. They leaked this video online of the system interface of setting up and then going into the menus. What we're going to do is we're going to play this video. We're going to stop it here and there and kind of explain what you're seeing. So let's get right into it. I'm going to turn down the volume of the video just a little bit so I can talk over it. So clearly this is the setup process, the first time install, essentially. You set up the language, you set up, you agree to the user agreement, all that crap. I think the first thing that strikes me is it looks kind of like familiar Nintendo Wii U interface design, but there's definitely some elements of Android and modern smartphones in here, and modern tablets. This is kind of the first time that the system refers to some of its more unique capabilities, connecting to the TV, the Joy-Cons, things like that. You get a chance to set all those up and learn how to take them on and off. So now the player's got the Joy-Con disconnected from the system itself, so now he can set them up individually. And I wonder if you kind of have to do this before you could start playing the first time. I wonder if they won't let you just keep it in portable mode. Let's look at this. So you saw like the select your icon thing. Here's the various options that I think are built into the system. You can get more options. I'm not sure what those are. I don't think he goes through and tries that. But I also believe this is likely for your system level user account. This is not going to be your Nintendo account. I think you set up your system level account using one of these icons where you also, let's see, I think he does it next. You also choose your nickname, and then once you have that nickname in place and the icon, you can connect that user level, that system level account to your Nintendo account to get like your friends list and things. So there's various other options here, but that's the setup. He got all the way through it, and now we are looking at the system interface. So this is your first option for news. You could see that the basic home menu wasn't loading. I wonder if that's just because he's not on the internet or not, or the internet's slow. Not sure. Let me mute that. But you can see the options here for Nintendo eShop and all these other news stories about the various new things that are a part of the Switch. You can imagine Nintendo's going to use this news feed to keep players up to date about new games, new events, things like that. And it looks like you can navigate, of course, with the controller, or you can use the touch screen. So he tries to go into the shop, but you need an update. So we don't get a look at the eShop in its current iteration on the Switch. But we do see this albums folder. And you can see right here, there's this highlighted blue button with a little picture emblem. By clicking on that during gameplay, it actually takes screenshots of your action, and it saves them in this album so you could take a look at them later. This is very similar to the PlayStation 4's share button. Nintendo did say it's going to add video support to this button at a later date, but it's not here yet. Who knows when it's coming. Here's just the basic controller menu support screen where you can add controllers. You can add, your Pro controller or more Joy-Cons, things like that. And here is the system settings menu. So with the system settings, we could see a lot of basic stuff: airplane mode, screen brightness, screen lock, lock console, and sleep mode, so that you can prevent the system from turning on accidentally. Parental options, data management. Here's an interesting thing. So he doesn't have a micro SD card in. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there we go. He doesn't have a micro SD card in. He just has the system memory, but he still has 26 gigabytes of space. So that's quite a bit of space used for the system OS. And he hasn't done any updates yet, I think. So we saw that he couldn't get into the eShop because he couldn't update it, or it didn't update it. So I'm wondering if those updates will slowly eat at this free space as well. But, bare bones, bringing it out of the packaging, he's got 26 gigabytes of system memory. There's various users. Oh, you can, let's go back to me. You can create and edit a Mii on your Nintendo Switch. I don't think Nintendo's talked about this yet, whether or not like Mii creation would survive on the Switch, but it is. You can do it right here from this menu. Of course, it has Amiibo support, various themes. These two themes, I think he does it in a second. It's either basically a white or black, but the black's kind of like a night theme, so it doesn't hurt your eyes as much if you're using it in low ambient light. The notifications enables you to get friends notifications if you are on the Nintendo network. Let's see if he goes back down to it. Well, there's sleep mode, the suspend mode. Basically, you're going to want to have the sleep mode set up because this doesn't have a collapsible lid like the 3DS does. So when you set down the 3DS, you would close the lid and it would go to sleep mode by itself. This one doesn't have that, so you have to have a timer. So when you set this down and forget to come back to it, it doesn't eat up your entire battery. These TV settings are interesting just because of this RGB range. I'm wondering if this is the ability to maybe make the image a little bit warmer. Because if you can make it redder, it could help with you playing in bed and trying to get to sleep afterwards. It's kind of like the flux option on Windows. And I think there's like Twilight on Android that does this. It'd be great if this system had that option. And then there's the system update. That looks a lot like an Android menu. So yeah, this is the basic interface. I think he's going to kind of show what it's like to shut the system down here in a second. Put it in sleep mode. And you have to just confirm it, and it goes into sleep mode. But then to turn it back on, you can hit it once, and it'll give you this this screen, that screen right there. Let's see. Where on the left-hand side, there are these, probably your most recent options. I guess it's got feature news. But I wonder if like this blank space down here would be like the game you're playing or the game you have in the card slot, something like that, so that you can quickly jump back to the game. Or I wonder if that's this home menu thing over here, hitting A to continue. I guess that's what this is. Yeah, A to continue. It'd probably just take you back to the game if that's what you were playing. But if he hits that A to continue, he just has to hit the button a couple times, and this is the lock screen essentially to make sure the system doesn't turn back on by itself in your bag or in your pocket if you're a crazy person who has it in their pocket. And all right, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, Jeff Grubb, GamesBeat. That kind of wraps it up. That's the user interface. Hopefully we'll have more on the Switch in the coming days. Thanks for watching. Bye.